All right. Good evening, teams. Oh, my Lanta. I'm so excited. Welcome to the first team call of August. Y'all, we're in the second half of the year. This is where I truly believe magic happens. This is where we truly just realize, like, level up, do a freaking synopsis of how we treated the first half of our year, and realize that we're gonna keep doing that, or we gonna change that ish. And I just am so excited. August gives me all of the fall vibes. I'm basically ready for fall at this point, and then basically Christmas. I mean, I am somebody that decorates for Christmas October 23rd. So let's not. Hallmark starts their Christmas countdown. That's why I decorate. Anyways, long beside the point. So I'm excited. Happy August. Yes, grab a piece of paper. We're going to be going over a lot of things. We're going to be doing a fun little exercise to really just destroy our limiting beliefs as we go into August so we can make this our best month yet. Just a few announcements. We do have the body test, the body beta, I can't even get it out. Body beta test group. So if you are wanting to test out body, that will be available the 6th, which is this Friday, I believe. And you have to have Nutrition Plus. So if you want to be part of the test group for body, which you do, I literally bought Nutrition Plus just to be a part of it. Not even gonna front, never had it before. It's gonna be awesome. I am so fucking excited. So make sure that you have Nutrition Plus subscription so you get access to that. Also, we will be having, they have a summertime 3-day refresh sale. I personally don't do the 3-day refresh, but Marissa loves it. Jesse loves it. And that's an awesome group to have run to get everybody revamped and refocused. So there's a 10%, it's 10%. I don't know. I put it on the calendar if you guys see the calendar. So those are the announcements. And also 645, we're still got $20 off that. Let's Get Up, still $20 off of that. So you better, if anybody wants to do anything other than 645, sign them up with Let's Get Up. It's 140, y'all. That's literally the cheapest we will ever have it. So anyways, okay, now I want to talk all about creating good habits. I think a lot of us say we lack consistency in life, right? How many of us have ever said, gosh, I wish I was more consistent. I wish I had better, I wish I was more consistent. I wish, I could do this consistently or this consistently. I want you to change your mindset around you are consistent. You are. You're consistent at doing the wrong things, which take you in the wrong direction. We are all consistent. It's just, what are we consistent with? I was consistent at drinking an entire bottle of wine at night. I was consistent with not talking about the coaching opportunity. I was consistent about eating crap. I wasn't lacking any kind of consistency. I was just focusing in the wrong direction. And so that all goes around building and creating good habits, because creating good habits means you've got to create consistency in the right direction. All right, let's go to the next one. This is a quote that my pastor said once, and it's always stuck with me. Most people have uphill goals, but downhill habits. Most people have uphill goals, but downhill habits. And what do you think I mean by uphill goals, right? Uphill goals meaning you want to reach the mountaintop. You want to hit Success Club 10. You want to hit Success Club 20. You want to hit Diamond. You want to change lives. You want to get out of debt. You want to take your family on vacation. All of these huge, audacious, visionary goals that we have for this business, that all of us have. All of these things that we want to achieve, right? What is that reason you're here for coaching? What is that vision you have? Those are your uphill goals. What do you want to achieve? How many lives do you want to impact? All of you, I'm sure, have all these answers rattling around in your head, and I'm sure they all start with, I want to hit Success Club 5. I want to hit Emerald. I want to go Diamond, right? I'm sure that's where they all start. But something most of us have are downhill habits. And what do I mean by downhill habits, right? Downhill habits, meaning that we're consistent at doing the wrong things. We're consistent with only working our business for 3 hours on Monday and then saying screw it the rest of the week. We're consistent with showing up when it's convenient for us. Do you believe that the coach that you want to be, the diamond coach, the one that consistently hits Success Club, the one that has the audacity to dream those big dreams, do you believe that she only shows up when it's convenient for her? Do you believe that she only shows up on those good days or when she's not super busy? Or does she show up every single day? Those downhill habits that spiral, you guys know what I mean, right? You have your business activity tracker and it's printed out and you filled out 3 boxes out of Monday, and then the day gets away from you, and then tomorrow and you're like, gosh, I'm so overwhelmed because I've got to catch up from Monday and do Tuesday, and then you let the anxiety of it all piling up keep you from doing anything. I'm sure a lot of us do that. So are these habits that you already have installed in you, these things that you're consistent at, are they conducive to your goals? Or are they counterintuitive to your goals, right? Do they work towards them or do they help you work away from them? And I can answer this for you. If you do not with ease hit Success Club, they're not working with you. Because Success Club shouldn't be the goal. And I'm going to say that till I'm blue in the face. Success Club should not be the goal. It should be the baseline. Success Club's just what we get from doing the bare minimum consistently. That's what it was designed for. It literally was designed by corporate to say, okay, so if somebody invites 3 to 5 people every single day and they just do just enough, this is what they'll do. Lots of research, lots of shit that I don't understand. But that's what it was based on. So if you're not hitting Success Club, that means you're not even just doing enough to be successful. So that means that you have downhill habits. That means that you need to start thinking, how do I create uphill habits to help me go towards my goal? Because at the end of the day, y'all, we've got to learn to be consistent with the actions that help us get towards our dreams. And Jesse's going to talk about it in a couple slides, but we've got to work towards our dreams in lack of those limiting beliefs. Because guess what, y'all? Every single one of us has what it takes, but we've got to build up that callus. I don't know if any of you guys read Can't Hurt Me, but you've got to build up the callus. You know those hands when you lift weights and they got to get tough before it doesn't hurt? You've got to build that with these habits. Yes, it's hard to fill out the bat tracker 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. But once you get in the habit of it, it's just something you do. Just like hitting Success Club is just something you do. In January, when I was in my lowest of lows and I wasn't doing anything, I didn't believe Success Club was hard because I've done it. But I also knew that the reason why I was struggling with it is not anything to do with anything but myself. If there's women out here that can help 30, 40, 50 women a month that are no more special or gifted than you, they're just more consistent than you. How can you get there? All right, I'm going to slide it on over to Jesse, but I really hope that gave you something to think about, y'all, because you truly can create uphill habits, which leads you to those uphill goals.
I love seeing some of you guys are putting in like your uphill goals, and I love seeing them. And like Ali said, you guys, they're doable. You just have to make sure that your habits align with your goals. Okay. I heard this on a call one time and I was like, it's so simple, but it was like mind blowing to me. Do your actions match your mouth? Right. So what you're saying that you want out of this business, all those goals that you just put into the chat, right? And I know a lot of you guys are brand new, so you're going to learn how to make, like, what habits you need to instill in order to get to those goals. But the point is, a lot of you guys have been around for a long time. You know what you need to do. You know the actions that it takes in order to see success. It's just, are you doing it? Are your daily habits what you do every single day, right? So, for example, do you wake up as soon as your alarm goes off, or do you press snooze? And then you sit there and tell yourself, oh, I don't have time to get in my workout, or I don't have time to make connections with people, or I don't have time to post on social media because I'm just so busy. But the fact of the matter is that you snoozed for an hour when you could have gotten up and you could have done your workout. You could have spent 20 minutes while you're, making your energize and drinking your energize to read personal development. Like, you could have done the things that are going to get you to your goals, but you haven't created that habit that's going to get you there, right? So you've got to ask yourself, do your habits align with your goals? Does the action that you take every day match your mouth? And I think it's really important that we kind of have that like gut check. And I'll be honest, you guys, like, I'm pregnant. Most of you guys know that. If you don't, I'm very, very pregnant. 33 weeks pregnant. And like, your girl has been struggling with energy. I'm tired all the time. I took a nap today. I don't normally nap. Like, that's just not my thing. But my body needed the rest. But guess what I did before I took a nap? I worked. I did a power hour. I knew that I was going to need a nap. So instead of just saying, well, my body really needs a nap, so I'm just going to sleep and not get in any of my work, like, that wasn't going to get me to the goals that I have for this month, right? And I've got big goals. So I had to gut check myself, and I had to ask myself, like, is what I'm doing today going to get me to where I want to go tomorrow, right? But that hasn't been that easy during this pregnancy. Like, there have been days where I've been struggling and I don't do certain things that I know I need to do. It's just, they didn't get done. I can't be mad at anyone else but myself for why I didn't reach the goals that I had last month, because guess what? That was on me, right? Like, that was on those habits that I didn't do. So you've just got to ask yourself if what you're doing today is going to align with your goals. I like to ask myself at the end of the day, like, would I hire me today or would I fire me today? Right? Because you can't get fired from this business, which is a good thing, but it's also kind of a bad thing. Like, you don't have a boss. I am not your boss. Allie's not your boss. Marissa's not your boss. Your upline is not your boss, right? Like, we're not your bosses. We're just here to help mentor you and guide you. But at the end of the day, like, it's up to you on whether or not you do the things that you know you need to do to see success in this business. Those daily activities in your business activity tracker, success club tracker, those are the things that you know you need to do. So if you're not doing them, I can't make you do them. I'm not gonna like hover over you to make sure that you do that stuff, right? But I always like to ask myself, like, would I hire myself today or would I fire myself today? And again, that's a reality check for me, because then it makes me realize, like, okay, well, you didn't do the stuff that you know you need to do, or you did and you crushed it. There are going to be days where you struggle, you guys, there will be. But as long as you get back up and you keep moving forward and you have more productive days than the not so productive days, like, you will see success. Okay. So that is the first thing you need to do, is figuring out, like, gut checking yourself and doing it often. If you're struggling to help 3 to 5 people, I want you to like get real with yourself and be like, okay, well, how many people did I invite last week? Write it down. If you're not tracking, that's what the Success Club tracker is for. There's a virtual one that you can pull up on your online office, or you can print one. I actually just threw mine out because I had like a whole book of them printed. And I just finished the last page, so I threw it away because I need to get them printed. But I like writing down how many people I'm inviting, how many people I'm connecting with, so that I have like a number to track. So I know, okay, well, I only invited 5 people all last week. So like, reality is, I'm not going to have anyone that's saying yes to me because I only invited 5 people, right? If you know, if you're not tracking your habits, if you're not tracking what you're doing, I think a lot of times we get in our own head of like, oh yeah, I did everything that I needed to do. I've been putting so much effort into this. But realistically, there's a lot of times where we like aren't really doing what we think we're doing, if that makes sense, right? Just like in your workouts, like, you could be like crushing your workouts, but how many times did you like stop and take a longer break, and the trainer like keeps going, right? I think Joel said this in lift 4. He says like most people don't finish the last few reps, and those last few reps are where the muscle is built. It's where that habit to keep on going when it gets hard is created. Most people give up by then. So you've got to like keep pushing. You've got to keep showing up when it gets hard. And you've got to have that reality check with yourself. Like, are you doing the things that you said you're going to do? All right. So I asked you guys to get out a piece of paper because I want you to be able to like, and it can be a regular blank piece of paper or a notebook, whatever. I don't care. What is holding you back? What are you letting hold you back from going after those habits and going after those goals? What limiting beliefs do you currently have that you're letting control you? Because you guys, I say this all the time, this business is built between your ears. So what I mean by that is all in your mindset. If you believe this, I hear this, we hear the saying all the time, like whether you can or you can't, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right, right? So whether you think you can't be successful at something, or whether you think you don't have enough time, you're right, because you're not going to make the time for it, or you're not going to put in the effort if you really truly believe that you can't do this, right? So we all have limiting beliefs, like Ali said earlier. We all have them. I have them even after 7.5 years of being in this business. Marissa has them. Ali has them. Ashley has them. Kelly has them. We all have limiting beliefs, okay? And I honestly think that like at that next level, so like I know so many of you that are like, oh, I want to be, you know, a 1-star diamond coach or a 2-star diamond coach, or I want to be elite, or I want to make X amount of money, but like I just don't think I can. At that next level, once you reach that next level, you've got new devils, you guys. You've got that inner mean girl telling you that you can't do the next thing because of whatever reason, right? So we all have limiting beliefs. And you believe these limiting beliefs to be true, but they're really not. They're just made up stories in our own head. So how many of you, maybe like when you first started this business, those of you who are not brand new, thought like, no one's going to ever want to join me, right? I thought that. I was 60 pounds overweight. I didn't think, and I couldn't stick to a program to save my life. Like I struggled with that. So before I even signed up as a coach, said, no one's going to want to join me, right? And I had all these reasons in my own head why no one would want to join me. I showed up on social media, pushed through that limiting belief, even though I still felt like no one was going to want to join me. And guess what? People have joined me, right? I made that up in my own head. That wasn't true, but I truly believed that no one was going to want to join me. And had I not pushed through it and shown up anyway, no one would have joined me, right? So you've got to figure out what your limiting beliefs are. And this is where this little exercise is going to come in. So I want you to finish the sentence. If blank, then I'd be successful. If blank, what is the thing that you think you need in order to be successful in this business? So is it if I was more in shape, if I was younger, if I was older, if I didn't have kids, if I had kids, because some people think you have to have kids to be successful in this business, whatever it is, I want you to write down your limiting belief. And you're going to have more than one, you guys, but I want you to like narrow it down to mainly one. And I want you to write it on a piece of paper really big as you possibly can. Okay. If you're driving, you don't have to worry about writing this down. Do this exercise later. But if you are not driving, I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes and I'm going to let you write down, and I'm going to do the same thing. Write down your limiting belief. Pick one of them, the main one, okay? And then I'm going to have you do something after. So finish that sentence. If blank, then you'd be successful. And then we're going to go from there.
What?
All right, you guys, did everyone write down their limiting belief? If blank, then I'd be more successful. Write it down. And I want you guys, I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen for a minute here, and I'll go back to it in a minute. I want you guys to hold that up. Hold it up to the screen. If you're driving and you didn't get a chance to do this, just drop it in the chat. Okay, we're holding, and if it's on your phone, that's fine too. Okay, so we've all got our limiting beliefs, right? They're on their paper.
Twins, Jesse.
Oh, look, me, I bet you Marissa has something very similar. Do you literally have? Yeah. Okay. If I was a better leader, then I'd be successful, right? We literally all have the same one, which is hilarious, but not, because I'm not surprised at all. So you guys see these limiting beliefs, right? We see them. They're bullshit. This is just a story we're telling ourselves, okay? It's a bullshit story. So what I want you to do is rip this bitch up. Rip it 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 up. Because guess what? It doesn't matter. This isn't true. This isn't true. I'm like hot because I'm pregnant, and also because now I'm like fired up. But for real, you guys, like, this isn't true. We just told ourselves this story, but I bet you that and you can maybe put it in what you had in the chat. You can put it like what your limiting belief is, because I bet you that some of you guys probably saw me, Marissa's, and Allie's, and was like, what do you mean if you're a better leader? You're a great leader, right? Because I've told my team that I had this limiting belief, and many of them are like, Jesse, you're a great leader. Stop, right? Like, we make this up in our own heads, and a lot of times it's just not valid. We think it's valid. We've made up this story of we're not good leaders. We don't have time. We aren't capable because we've failed at other things in the past, right? If we were in better shape, right? Someone put, if I had more courage, I would be successful. If I ate better, I would be successful. If I had more friends, I would be more successful, right? If I had a larger social media following, I'd be more successful, right? Like, all of those things are just the bullshit story that's in our own heads that we're telling ourselves. But reality is that if someone from the outside is looking at you, that's not on their radar. They're not saying, well, if, I don't know who said it, if so-and-so ate better, no one knows. I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat better to get results, right? What I'm saying is no one knows what you ate. No one's going to be like, I'm not joining her because she ate pizza. Actually, I've had a lot of people join me because I eat pizza. Okay? That's the reality of it, you guys. You don't have to have more followers. You don't have to have this interesting life. I like that one, Marissa. I have to have a more interesting life. You don't have to have those things in order to be successful. What you have to have is belief in yourself, and that takes time to build. It takes time for you to know what you're capable of by proving to yourself time and time again that you are capable of doing the things that you said you were wanting to do. And again, it takes time. Like, this isn't, I have limiting beliefs. I struggle every single day with them, but I've also learned how to combat that struggle. I've also realized, like, when those thoughts come up, and you can ask Marissa and Allie and probably a lot of the leaders on my team, like, there are times where I like vent basically every day about how, I'm a shitty leader, or I can't do this, or I'm not capable of this. And then when they come at me and they're like, Jesse, tell that inner mean girl to shut up. Like, that's not true. And then it makes me realize, okay, I can do this. Like, I am capable. Look at all the things that I have done, right? So we are what we tell ourselves. If you're constantly telling yourself that you are, I don't know, not capable, then again, you're not going to be capable. We've got to get out of our heads. And Allie wants to say something. I can tell by the way.
I'm doing 75 hard right now, and I've got to read my 10 pages. So I'm multitasking right now, but I'm reading this Get Out of Your Own Way by Dave Hollis. I've had this since before he launched the book, and I've only read it now. But he says, we are the result of the life we've lived, but we only become prisoners of our mistakes if we allow it. You get to write the story of how your flaws have made you stronger today. You get to decide how you'll use the narrative of what's happened to you or what you're thinking to help you create what happens next.
So
I
true.
just thought that was really powerful and exactly what we're talking about. So
So true. What is that book called? Get Out of Your Way?
Yeah, by Dave Hollis.
Yeah. So you guys, your limiting beliefs, the point of this exercise was that you understand that number one, your limiting beliefs are only the BS stories that we tell ourselves. Okay. That's it. Like it doesn't define us, but we also have to, number two, like recognize when those limiting beliefs come up that they are bullshit stories that we're telling ourselves. We have to, and it takes time to recognize that. It takes time to say, or you might even need someone else, like, and that's what I love about this community is I can go to Marissa and be like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling like a shitty leader, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, and then she's gonna be like, Jessie, shut up. Like, no, you're not, you're incredible. We literally had this conversation today, you guys. Not even kidding, but like for real, like we were going back and forth with each other because we've had those that inner mean girl comes out. She just does, especially when you're pregnant, 33 weeks pregnant and hormonal. It's even freaking worse. Like, I don't even know who this bitch is, but she's crazy and very hormonal. So like it comes out often lately, right? But the point is that we can overcome our limiting beliefs if we are willing to recognize them, tell them to shut the F up, and lean into this community to help you when you really need the help of getting over it. Okay. You're gonna have them all the time though, and there's gonna be times where you're like crushing life, and then all of a sudden that inner mean girl comes in and tries to tell you that you're not worthy, that you're not capable, that you're whatever it's trying to tell you. And I just want you to know that you are. Like, I want you to go back to doing this exercise. Every time something comes up, write it on a piece of paper and like light that bitch on fire or rip it up or whatever you need to do to make you consciously realize that like that's just a BS story and you are so capable of showing yourself that that's just a BS story. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Sorry, I was like super fired up after that. And I am going to shoot it. Am I taking this slide? I don't remember. Pregnancy brain.
Yeah, go ahead. Take that slide. Take
Okay.
it.
And then Marissa will take the last two. Okay, so with that being said, you've got to make sure that your goals, and we've all heard this, right, are SMART goals, right? So you've got, the habits that you need to implement in order to reach your goals. But I want you to make sure that your goals are SMART goals. And what I mean by that is, are they specific? You should know the outcome of your habit. You should know the goal that you're going after, right? Because again, if you don't know where you're going after, you're not going to really know what habit you need to get there, right? So if you're sitting here saying, my goal is to make my investment back every single month. Well, what habits do you need to do in order to get, what specific habits do you need to do in order to get to that goal? So for me, it's me showing up on my social media. I need to be consistent in showing up on my social media. I need to be consistent in inviting to do this with me. I need to be consistent in following up, and I need to be consistent in showing up in my own journey, right? Getting my own results, using our products, programs, being proof the product work, AKA the 4 vital behaviors, right? Like that is what I need to do in order to make that goal happen. So be specific on your goals and be specific on those habits, because what is the saying? I'm all about like sayings today. Your wish or a goal without a plan is a wish, right? Is that what that saying is? A goal without a plan is just a wish. So you've got to put action behind it.
A goal without a plan is just a dream.
Just a dream. There we go. Whatever. Dream, wish, same thing. But for real, like if you don't have a plan behind your goals, again, a plan is a habit, right? Like you don't have an action you're going to take on that to go towards that goal. It's just a dream. It's just a wish. You're just going to hope that it happens. And that's just not realistic. That's not going to happen. So be specific. Is it measurable, right? You should be able to measure how much that habit is impacting your life. And like I was saying earlier, tracking your day-to-day activities, tracking what you're doing. Same thing with like our workouts, you guys, and our nutrition plans. Like you can't pick and choose what you're doing. The nutrition is measurable, right? Portion fix is literally measurable. You measure your containers, you use them, you track them, you figure out how many you need a day. It's specific and it's measurable. So you're going to get results if you do it, right? Same thing with this business. Your goals and your habits need to be measurable. So you should be able to measure how much that habit is impacting your life. Are they achievable, right? Be realistic. Like we asked you guys earlier on our new coach call, for those of you who were on that, like what your goals were. We didn't ask you if you want to build $1 million business, right, in 21 days, because that's not realistic, right? So you've got to figure out, like, are they achievable? And when I say that, you've got to, again, remind yourself of your limiting beliefs, because a lot of times we're like, oh, I want to help 3 people, but that's not achievable. Yes, it is, you guys. Yes, it is. If you're willing to do the work and you're willing to put those limiting beliefs to the side, they can be achievable, but you also have to be, they have to be realistic, right? So you're not going to make $1 million in 3 weeks unless you have some sort of like magic pill over there. And if you have that, send it over my way, because that would be great. But you can help 3 to 5 people in 3 weeks or 30 days. You can finish a workout program if you're, committing to a 30-day program. You can lose 5 to 10 pounds, right, in a 30-day span if you're committing to your workouts. You can read personal development for 10 pages a day, right? Like, make them something that's achievable and realistic, but also make sure that your limiting beliefs aren't what's holding you back from going after those bigger goals. Okay. Rewards for sticking to your habits, right? Like, figure out what reward you're, again, or the goal you're pushing for, but like what rewards you're going to get from that, right? So for me, my goal every month is to hit Success Club 10, help at least 5 people. I help way more than that normally, but my goals are to help 5 people. That impact that I'm making is the reward, you guys. Not, yeah, the income is great. And obviously, like, I need to pay my bills, so I need to make an income. But the reward at the end is getting those messages from those 5 people, the next month being like, oh my gosh, I've lost 10 pounds, or oh my gosh, I'm able to get on the floor and play with my kids again, and I haven't done that in years, or oh my gosh, I'm able to walk naked in front of my husband without feeling self-conscious, right? Like, those rewards, like, that's what drives me to keep going after those goals, to help more and more people. It's that reward. It's not, I mean, again, the income is great, and I do this for a full-time career, so I have to make money. I have to make an income. But what I like really try and focus on is the people I'm helping and the impact I'm making. And that, to me, that reward outweighs any income that I can make. The income is just like the cherry on top. So you've got to figure out what rewards that are going to be given to you if you stick to those habits. And then, are they trackable? You guys, if you're not tracking your business, you're not building a business, right? Like, I don't know any business owner. My mom's a business owner. My dad's a business owner. My stepmom's a business owner. They have to track everything. They have to track their expenses. They have to track their income coming in. They have to track how many people, they're working with, or whatever. They have to have some type of trackable progress to know if they're progressing or not, right? Same thing with our health and fitness journeys. You track things, right? You track weight, you track inches, you track your non-scale victories, right? It's the same with this business. You've got to track your business activity tracker. Use it every day, because that's what's going to help you see a month from now, okay, I did these things, and maybe there were areas that I could improve on. So this upcoming month, I'm going to focus on improving on those areas that I struggled with, right? Or, again, if you're sitting here saying you want to help 3 to 5 people, but you've only invited one person to this opportunity, that's not going to help you, right? So you've got to track those actions and those habits every single day, so that you know what you're really doing, in order to see if your actions, like I said earlier, match your mouth and match what you want out of this business. So I'm going to shoot it over to Marissa, and she is going to close us out.
I want to go back on the whole reward thing, because I was just joking with somebody in Target that I met through this business, but I never signed up with her. I would do anything for a free stick of gum that said Beachbody on it. Like, if you gave me a free stick of gum that said Beachbody on it for helping 3 people, I would literally do that. So find what it is that rewards you the best and go after that. So I'm going to talk about habit stacking, which I guess I really didn't learn until I did 75 hard, although I guess I kind of did it for 6 years prior. But with 75 hard, he really talks about replacing a habit that doesn't serve you with a habit that serves you. So when you wake up in the morning and you roll over and you press your snooze, like this talks about creating a new habit by stacking it on top of another habit. Do you want to meditate? Do it after you brush your teeth. Y'all, I don't even make it to brushing my teeth before I would normally like hit the snooze button. So my recommendation is figure out what serves you best in that. Instead of hitting the snooze button, like for me, it's having my workout clothes like literally right there in a pile and then grabbing my workout clothes, going into the bathroom, and I press it's a meditation app, and I press the meditation app, and then I get dressed. And if I don't do that, probably wouldn't work out that day. So instead of hitting snooze, how can you better serve you? A lot of people take their workout clothes. Some people sleep with their freaking Energize next to them in order to get it in and get their workout in. So whatever like a lot of, I don't know if you work out in the morning, maybe you work out in the afternoon when you come home from work. If you work out when you come home from work, I need you to realize like when you come in and you drop the keys in the bucket. If you drop the keys in the bucket, or the plate or on the table when you walk in the door, instead of going to sit on the couch and being like, ah, I'm done for the day, walk upstairs and then put your workout clothes on or have your workout clothes ready and available for you. So you need to figure out what it is that serves you in your life and in your life and your journey and your business. For me, I wake up again, I put my workout clothes on. If I don't put my workout clothes on right away, it's not going to happen. Then I go downstairs and hopefully nobody's awake, but I do have an early riser child. And then I make my stories. Then I sit down and I do my personal development. Then I send out 5 to 10 invites. Then I do my random connections on Instagram. So I have a habit stacking system that I follow every single day. You want to go to the next one? I don't know what's on the next one, but I just want to see if I'm not missing anything. I don't write a to-do list, y'all. I don't write a to-do list. I just know what I need to do every single day. And that's what I do. I wake up every single day. I drink my Energize. And as I'm drinking my Energize, I do my 5 to 10 invites. Sometimes I do 5 to 10 follow ups. And then I go to my Instagram followers and I connect with them on a personal level, depending on what they post. And then I do my workout. I press play because if I don't do it in that time frame, it's never going to happen. So depending on where your life is at, for me, when I did 75 hard, I was homeschooling 3 kids, which I don't know if I'm doing next year. I pray to God that I'm not. But I was homeschooling 3 kids, and at 4 or 5 o'clock at night, that was my second workout for 45 minutes. And to be honest with you, it was during COVID and all that shit, that was the only break that I had for my life. And normally I probably would have made myself a margarita or poured myself, no, I don't drink wine anymore. It would have definitely been a margarita or a truly, but that's what I was doing before I started 75 hard. But 75 hard made me replace that habit of, oh fuck, it's been a hard day, let me have a margarita, to let me go for a walk. And those annoying kids came with me for a walk too. So take whatever habits you know are not serving you and put into play this business. If you're scrolling TikTok, if you're scrolling Instagram Reels and not doing your business activity tracker, put those into play. Like I say a lot of times on my stories to people, like if you are scrolling Instagram or you are scrolling TikTok and you are not monetizing your scroll or you're not acting in part for your business, like you're not doing yourself a service, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're actually paying other people. Just so you know, you're paying other people while you're on the app. So do what's best for you and replace your bad habits, so to speak, with good habits that will serve your business.
I want to add in something too, because I see a few people saying, like, your daily routine is everything. And if you fall off or like if you mess it up a little bit, then your whole day is ruined. Or you feel like you can't like come back from that, right? You guys, if you haven't read if you struggle with habits, first of all, if you struggle with sticking to habits, staying consistent, or even struggle with that, like the perfectionism, if you haven't read Atomic Habits, I was looking for it behind me and I think I let someone borrow it because I don't know where it's at. But it's called Atomic Habits. I actually read it when I did 75 hard. And it was like so simple, the concepts that they teach in that book, but like mind blowing at the same time. I was like, why have I not like read this book before? It was so good. I highly, highly recommend it. But what I want to say about like messing up a little bit, you also have to give yourself some grace here, because not every day is going to go like start out the day the way you plan, right? There are going to be times where you have to make shifts. I am the farthest thing from a perfectionist. So for me, like that doesn't bother me. I just like if I get up later or whatever, I still stack my habits, but I just do it later, right? So like Marissa was saying, like she knows that if she doesn't get up and have her workout clothes immediately next to her and grabs her workout clothes and goes into the bathroom and does her meditation and gets dressed and all that, like she knows she won't get her workout in, right? And it's the same for me. I know that if I don't get in my workout first thing, it's less likely to happen, but doesn't mean that it won't, okay, for me. It just means that I have to do it at some point later, which I'm usually miserable doing it. So I try and do it in the morning, right? But things are going to be thrown your way. You don't have to have this like perfectly figured out routine always. When you do fall off of it, or when you do struggle with it, or when something else comes up, like your kid gets sick and you have to bring them to the doctor instead of getting your workout in the morning, or even your Beachbody business stuff in whenever you plan to, like learn how to shift too. Okay, we got to let go of the perfectionist mindset. I'm not calling it saying anyone's that commented on that is a perfectionist. I'm just saying like you have to let go of that mindset that like if it's not done in this exact order in this exact way, then you're not going to be able to do it, because that's not true either. You just got to learn to shift and figure out a new routine. I don't necessarily make a to-do list, but what I like to do so that I know the things that need to be done like actually gets done is I like to brain dump. This is part of like my routine. When I get up in the morning, I like to just brain dump everything onto a piece of paper that I know I need to get done that day, right? I like to put them in order from like most important to least important, because the least important things, like, yeah, they're so important, but if they don't get done, it's not like the end of the world, right? But the most important, I know, like I need to make that a priority and I need to do it before I go to bed. That's just something that has helped me, especially on the days where maybe I don't do so well with the habit stacking of like, I'm going to get up without pressing snooze, go straight into the bathroom, get dressed, make me energized, get in my workout, right? Like if something happens in the morning that I don't do that, like I still write down, I need to get in my workout. I need to send that email or whatever, but I put it in order, or like brain dump, put it all on a piece of paper. And then I basically put it like a number by it of like the first thing I need to get done to the least important thing. And then if that least important thing doesn't get done today, that's going to be my first thing I need to do the next day. So maybe that'll help some of you guys who struggle with like, if you don't get your morning routine in and it doesn't go as well as you want it, that like you're not screwed up for the whole rest of your day.
And something I do, because I do something completely different than all of them. And I think that's so great is like Marissa does one thing, Jesse does one thing, and I do one thing, and we're all equally as successful. So what I do is I set like a top four. What are my top four things that I want to get accomplished? But I do it the night before so I can just like clear my mind. I used to do brain dumps the night before, and that would overwhelm me because the next day I felt like I needed to do them all, right? I needed to accomplish it all. I needed to achieve it all. And that just left me feeling very unfulfilled. And so I do a top four. So like today, my top four was I needed to book my hotel for the American Girl experience. Y'all, I've been trying to book this hotel for 3 weeks, and now I've had to pay an extra $50 a night because I'm so procrastinating at it. And I did accomplish that this schedule bills. I need to schedule my bills. I needed to update my team calendar, and I needed to what was the last one? Oh, create my leaderboard. And that was if I didn't get anything else accomplished today, I felt successful doing those. And I did. Was there other things that I should have done today? Probably. But I did the things that I knew that I've been procrastinating the most. Maybe you are like, okay, what are the things that need to move the needle that aren't habits yet? So I don't put anything on here that's a habit. Like I don't put my business activity tracker on here because it's something I do every single day, regardless of whatever, right? Maybe that's not you. So you need to put that as one of your 4 things, right? I don't put my workout on there. It's a habit. I do it anyways, right? Your top 4, your top 3 things is nothing that you've already created a habit around. It's something that you need to get done that you might procrastinate or you might not want to do. Maybe it's your inviting, you put your inviting on there, right? But it's something that you like to kind of throw under the rug and let it get a little dusty. So that's what I do, if that also works for you. I know another person like brain dumps everything for the whole week. Like lets all of the thoughts in their head just go on paper and then they organize it in order of like importance and then divvy it out throughout the week. My week is chaotic. I've got kids. That's impossible for me. But maybe that's not for you. And it might make you feel less overwhelmed if you have everything out for the week. Um, but yeah, so I just set 3 and call it a day.
I love
Well,
that.
like Allie's top is my top. Like if I don't invite, follow up, and do my connections, I know my business isn't gonna grow. And I need to do it before these 3 gremlins wake up and annoy me. And if I don't, then I know I'm not going anywhere in this business or this life because they're rough. But I know that Kelly also does time blocking. She shared it with us at Summit. And my brain doesn't work like that. But she's very good that way. So if your brain does work like that, time blocking is a good option. Setting timers on your phone, setting reminders on your phone, whatever works for you. Like this business was literally created so that women can create an income within every 5 minutes of clusterfucks every day. Right? Like you don't have to work an hour or 8 hours or 6 hours. Like it's literally building the business in 5 hours of clusters of peeing, pooping, throwing away diapers, making dinner, whatever it is that works for you. That's what this business was created for. And that's what this business model succeeds off of. So find that for yourself. That's all.
Yes. Awesome. Does anyone have any questions about anything that we talked about tonight before we hop off here? I was trying to read the chat, but everyone was chatting, so it was hard to keep up with. And then if I read it, I get very distracted because, pregnancy brain and it's like squirrel brain. So didn't know if we missed anything, but you guys, I think that this call went great. I am like fired up. No limiting belief is going to hold me back. And I just want to remind you, tomorrow when you wake up and if there's a limiting belief in your head going around, or a week from now, if you get told no, or you didn't reach the goal that you wanted to reach for the week, or you dropped off and struggled on your workouts or nutrition or whatever, right? Whatever struggles you had, the moment those limiting beliefs come up, I want you to write them down and rip them up or light them on fire in a safe way, obviously, like have water to put them out or something. But make sure that you rip them up, because I think that it can be super powerful and it can help you like really understand and know that that's not going to, that won't hold you back unless you let it hold you back. And if you rip it up, it's no more, right? It doesn't exist. We move on. So hopefully this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, let us know. We will see you guys next week on our team call and hope y'all have a great night. Bye.
Love y'all.